days.
If you're over 55 and a homeowner, go online or call and ask about releasing equity from your home with a lifetime mortgage. You could be sitting on savings you never knew you had.
We all know that mess happens. No sooner have you cleaned, it comes back for more. Boasting powerful performance, the new cordless Vax Blade is the best of both worlds. The cleaning performance of a corded with the convenience of a cordless. The powerful lithium-ion battery gives you up to 35 minutes runtime. It's lightweight, whilst our Helix technology maintains optimum performance, whichever direction you take. It also has a boost function, with even more power to help get the job done. Every time. Quick, cordless convenience with powerful performance. The new Vax Blade. Nothing can hold you back from moving forward.
For amazing results and a free handy toolkit worth £50, go to vaxblade.tv now to order for just £159.96, saving you over £40. Or pay in 4 instalments of £39.99. And if you want extra runtime, upgrade to the 32-volt Vax Blade.
£3,784 for a funeral. Could your family pay for yours? Don't worry. With Royal London's guaranteed over 50s life cover, you can leave money to help them pay. From just 13p a day. If you're 50 to 80, you're guaranteed acceptance with no medical questions. Buy until March 31st for £50 worth of Argos gift cards. Visit royallondon.com/TV50 or call free on 0800 500 3333 now. Don't miss out.
Emma just liked a beach photo of her old geography teacher. That's okay, Em. There's one online fail we can all avoid. Choosing the right broadband provider. You sent the message.
On the bright side, get totally unlimited broadband and line rental from $19.99 a month for 12 months, now with £50 cash back.
We haven't mastered online shopping yet, have we, Jason?
Get unlimited broadband and line rental from $19.99 a month for 12 months with no activation fee. Call 0800 028 8888 now. PlusNet will do you proud.
Weeknights on Home are getting a revamp.
I'm up for it. Let's get stuck in.
We've got brand new kitchens.
We're cooking for Marco POY. Hi there.
More spacious living rooms.
Oh, look, there's even a dartboard.
And much, much bigger gardens.
I look to the left and I see the ocean. I look to the right and I see the palm trees.
We're bringing you the best entertainment at 10 every night of the week.
Absolutely stunning.
With brand new shows and some familiar faces.
Forget it's a cooking competition and just give me your best.
Well done.
Marrakesh, here we come.
I can't put it into words. It's dreamlike.
That's home, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It is home.
Weeknights at 10 on Home.
Afternoon, day 2 here in the Lake District, and although we were working here all day yesterday, this is the first time any of us have seen that lovely little lake, which is called Levers Water, because the cloud cover was so heavy. What has just come up, though, is this extraordinary find. It's a flying mask or a flying helmet from the first half of the 20th century, and what it's doing here we don't know, except there was some kind of air crash over there in the Second World War, so maybe it's something to do with that, we just don't know. But that kind of epitomises the problem that we've been having. We've got all sorts of interesting bits and bobs, but no evidence that can date these structures to Elizabethan times, which is what we're trying to do. We'll probably never know if the flying hat belonged to the crew of the Halifax bomber which crashed here in 1944, but it's a poignant reminder of the dangers of these mountains. After a morning spent looking for an Elizabethan stamp mill, Francis has arrived back on site. Phil has made an alarming discovery, and he wants the boss to take a look.
Phil, this morning I said I'd come and check up on you. Well, that's what I'm doing. Tell me, what have you found?
Well, what we've had to do is dig through all this rubble. And what we've been able to find is that is all probably 18th and 19th century.
What's this, Phil? It looks for all the world like a charge hole.
It is, Francis. It's where somebody has actually drilled a hole in the rock to fill up with dynamite and blow the rock apart to actually get the copper ore. Now, that piece with the drill hole came off of that spoil tip over there. We found similar drill holes in the spoil tips over there. It is consistent with all these spoil tips. And one thing which is certain is that that idea that all these brown spoil tips might be Elizabethan is a bit of a red herring. So what we still don't actually know yet is when these buildings were put up. So there is a lot to answer in, just over a day.
Mining at Coniston became much more intensive during the 1800s, when new owners took over. But until now, we'd thought the Victorians had largely ignored our mine. But it's clear they were drilling holes with machines and detonating large amounts of explosives, using our buildings to safely contain all the rubble this generated. Mining is by its very nature a hugely destructive activity. Could it have obliterated the Tudor archaeology? Tudor miners didn't drill holes or use gunpowder. They preferred old-fashioned methods. Cassie's going to try out some of the tools they used on the local granite.
So if you want to choose your weapon...
OK, I think I'm going to go for the sharp one and just whack it.
Yeah.
But it really flicks up. You can tell immediately it's just jumping straight back at you. That could get quite painful, couldn't it?
So you've got to remember they're working into the face.
So they'd be all
up there,
on the
and really quite a lot closer because you're actually standing quite far back. Having exposed the mineral, we can perhaps get a chisel in to have a go at trying to expand the crack.
It's heavy, but it's not quite as painful.
That lump's coming off now. Yeah. So you've got your lump of ore now.
Yay!
So
So that's kind of what you're at.
Yeah.
It's actually quite a lot of colour in there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So I'll drop that in my basket.
Yep.
Hoist it out.
Get home for another 12 hours.
It took an Elizabethan pickman a week to drive forward just 1 foot, and they were paid between 2 and 8 shillings a bucket, depending on the quality of the ore. It was a dangerous business. Men used brute force in near total darkness, and our mine, Simon's Nick, is named after a miner who died working in it. Our biggest fear about digging here has always been that the mine has a rotten wooden floor hidden beneath all this rubble. So we've asked the brave geophysics team to check how safe it is.
You both okay down there?
Fine.
Yeah.
There's a short section on this first bit that we could do. Maybe sort of 5 or 6 metres.
If there is a false floor here, the team should pick it up with their ground-penetrating radar.
But there seems to be a change as we got up to here, which may just be a facet of this pile that we've had to stop at.
Let's just hope it doesn't end up being renamed Jimmy or Emma's Nick. It's now late afternoon, and over at Cobbler's Level, Matt has just uncovered a curious cobbled floor and has asked landscape investigator Stuart Ainsworth to take a look.
Come down to see how things are going.
Pretty good, actually. You can see that we've taken off the turf here, and almost directly underneath is this cobbled surface. And of course, the first question is, could that be the floor of the stamp mill?
Well, I mean, the thing with the stamp mill, you've got this big frame with these stamps going pum, pum, pum. You can't do it on where it's fragile or flaky material. So this sort of surface is the kind of surface you would expect, yeah.
I think the next thing I'm going to do here is take off some of these cobbles underneath them.
So have we got the stamp mill? We'll only know for sure if Francis's gamble has paid off tomorrow. Still, perhaps our luck is beginning to change.
Ooh, that's the real thing. That's copper. I mean, you know,
Jerry? Standing around there doing nothing.
What's that?
Ah, that's encouraging, isn't it? That is. Because we've got the green, probably of malachite, which is a copper carbonate, but also the other colours might well be chalcopyrite. So
that's not copper on itself?
No, this is the ore. This is the stuff they're searching for.
Right.
And this is the first piece that has come out of an archaeological context.
At last, our first evidence for copper mining. It's a huge relief. And as we head down the mountain for a well-earned drink, we're beginning to understand what's going on here. Francis, up until the time we came here, I think it's fair to say the general assumption was that an awful lot of the workings where we're now exploring were Elizabethan. All we got to do was to put in our trenches and interpret them, and Bob's your uncle. But it hasn't quite worked out like that, has it?
No, Tony, I mean, to be quite honest, I think that was all in cloud cooking.
Say what you mean.
Yeah, no, it really was, you know. I mean, virtually everything up the top of that hill that we've been looking at turns out to be Victorian.
Is that true of the structure that you've been working on?
It's true everywhere on the top of that hill, Tony. I mean, the fact is that the whole site is masked by that Victorian mining debris.
What are you going to do to get to grips with all this?
Tomorrow we will get to the bottom of one of those buildings and see if we can get some dating evidence.
Sup, player? You thinking it's too much hassle switching energy supplies, even though it could save you hundreds of pounds? With U Switch, it's a cinch. Like the time you put up that tent before darkness fell. Or that time you changed that duvet by yourself. That's right, Stephen. Just go online or call them up, and the rest is history.
Steve can do this.
Yes, you can.
U Switch. Switching made simple.
Let's face it, vacuuming can be a pain. Shackled by the weight and tethered by the cord. The minute you finish, more mess appears. And do we really want to touch the dirt when we empty? I designed the powerful new GTX AirAm to help you break free. You get high-performance cordless cleaning, even on embedded pet hair. It glides from carpet to hard floor with no settings to change. And its new airlock feature picks up big bits from the surface and fine dust from deep down. The AirAm gives you up to 40 minutes powerful cleaning. Plenty to do your home twice. Yeah, good dog. The dirt is compacted into a bale and empties with a slide. Order your GTX AirAm today for £199 with free delivery. Call now or find out more at gtech.co.uk.
You all right, love?
I'm just worried about Grandad. Does he just sit on a chair all day? Do you think he's made any friends? I hope he's not lonely. Here! Where's my Grandad?
He's over there.
Call us free to discover retirement living to the full.
When it comes to your business, you have a vision. You know what you want, and we can help you get it. With options like special finishes and papers. Absolutely guaranteed. 250 standard cards at $9.99 when you enter TV250 at vistaprint.co.uk.
We began to worry about our finances, especially with living costs going up all the time. We had thought about releasing money from our home, so we visited the Age Partnership website. We were delighted to find out any money we released would be tax-free. And more importantly, we'd continue to own our own home.
We use the money to pay off our existing mortgage. And since equity release is only repaid when we pass away or move into long-term care, we now have no monthly repayments, with even a little left over for our retirement.
If you're over 55 and own your own home, contact Age Partnership for a free brochure on 08080 555 888 or use our equity release calculator at agepartnership.co.uk.
Diving in head first isn't for everyone. Sometimes it's better to test the waters. Ta-da! Now you can check for a yes with our eligibility checker and see if you'll be approved for a Barclaycard initial credit card before you apply. So you can ease yourself in. Oh, that's better. If you've got a limited credit history, check for a yes at barclaycard.co.uk today.
has the divine right to rule.
We live in a bubble, Katerina. I intend to burst it.
But he's the wrong man for the job.
They will refer to me as the man who would not be king.
From the makers of Porridge, the award-winning Henry IX, part of Sunday Night Comedy, Sunday from 9, new to yesterday.
A new series looks at World War II's most monumental days. When Churchill chose to rise rather than fall.
We shall fight on the beaches. We shall never surrender.
Roosevelt decided to protect, not neglect.
To overcome this premeditated invasion.
Stalin adopted autocracy above democracy. And when Hitler's hate over love lost him the war. The UK premiere of The Day When starts Wednesday the 21st of February with The Day When Churchill Chose War on Yesterday.
The morning of day 3, and no one feels like talking.